everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my review of The Return of the Living Dead, a 1985 zombie movie that I think is a whole lot of fun. Is this a great movie, cinematically speaking? I mean, would I put it up there with Dawn of the Dead or Night of the Living Dead or, some of the great all-time zombie stories? No. No, I would not. This is not an expertly told tale. I mean, it isn't shot immaculately like 28 Days Later, which technically isn't a zombie movie, but come on, you know it as well as I do. It plays on the zombie mythos. But this movie, to me, is just really a lot of fun. For those of you who haven't seen it, it plays upon the entire zombie idea. But in this flick, zombie movies exist. They talk extensively about the existence of the original George A. Romero Night of the Living Dead films, and they discuss the fact that they got a few elements wrong, and then it just kind of goes from there. And it's these two buffoons in a medical facility. They ship out bones and animals and all that kind of thing for medical students to experiment on. And turns out that they have this barrel, and they unfortunately unleash it, and in doing so turn themselves into zombies and turn anybody that gets exposed to that gas into zombies. So it makes it so that there's a huge populace of people that become zombies. And unlike movies like the Night of the Living Dead and all that, these zombies can move. They can run, they can walk, they can talk. They have all of the abilities of you or I, except that they're dead and they want to eat your brains. This is the movie that started the whole brains thing, because there is a moment where one of the zombies discusses with a regular person that they have this incontrovertible and insatiable lust for eating brains. And it is a remarkable moment, because it is literally like just a very kind of serious, just matter-of-fact conversation about how they want to eat your brains. And it's very goofy. There's moments in this that are like almost appalling. Like, they show early on there's a dog that's been cut in half so that students can see the inner workings of the animal, and when this gets unleashed, all of a sudden that half dog is trying to move around. But at the same time, there's also moments of just like absolute absurdity. Like, for instance, one of the cadavers comes running out of a freezer, and somebody tries to hit it with an axe, and then it's just running around with an axe in its head. It's really interesting, because this movie, I think, wanted to be gruesome but wanted to be funny. It wanted to have a serious thing to say, but it didn't want to be taken seriously. And I really think it's interesting, because I think it actually kind of succeeds in most of those endeavors. I mean, there is no super deep moment. Like, George A. Romero's zombie movies, the good ones anyways, have been highlighted by these moments of really kind of introspection. This movie does not have any of that, but it does also play on some kind of interesting themes, like the idea that the movie really plays on the militarization and how that would affect what they would do in this kind of scenario. I think is interesting. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And the idea of like personal responsibility, where they have these two guys who've created this situation, and they're just trying to do anything and everything they can to get out of it, but in so doing it, make everything 1,000 times worse. So there are some interesting things going on here from a story perspective, and things you can reflect on if you choose to, but you're probably not going to want to. You're just going to enjoy the moment where a zombie gets on an ambulance's CB radio and instructs them to send more ambulances so that there are more people coming that they can eat. That is the type of movie this is, and in that regard, I think it really, really succeeds, and it's just a good time. So those are my thoughts on The Return of the Living Dead, the first film. The franchise as a whole, but let me know in the comments below what you think of the original movie. If you're a fan, if you hate it, if you hate zombie movies, if you're a zombie movie fan, whatever. Other than that, please hit that like button, hit that share button. It makes it much more likely that other people will come check out this video, which would mean the world to me, because I love talking to people about movies. And speaking of which, if you're new here, you just haven't done it yet, please hit the notification bell, hit subscribe. It'll let you know when I put out a new video, so you can come and let me know what you think. Other than that, have a nice day.